Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् नारायणम् पद्मभवम् वसिष्ठम् शक्तिम् च तत्पुत्रपराशरम् च व्यासम् शुकम् गौडपादम् महान्तम् गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमदास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमतास्य पद्मपादम् च हस्तामलकम् च शिष्यम् तम् तोडकम् वार्तिककारमन्यानस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयम् करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादम् शङ्करम् लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करम् शङ्कराचार्यम् केशवम् बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतम् करुणामयम् नमामि चिन्मयम् देवम् सद्गुरुम् ब्रह्मविद्परम् सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरम् तमगोचरम् गोविन्दम् परमानन्दम् सद्गुरुम् प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् 379 for the meditation. We'll read the verse number 379. लक्ष्ये ब्रह्मणि मानसम् दृढतरम् संस्थाप्य बाहेन्द्रियम् स्वस्थाने विनिवेश निश्चलतनुश्चोपेक्ष्य देहे स्थितिम् ब्रह्मात्मैक्यमुपेत्य तन्मयतया चाकण्ठवृत्त्या निशम् ब्रह्मानन्दरसम् पिबात्मनि मुदा शून्यैकिमन्यै भृशम् Anyehi Pramaihi is written in the other version. Keeping the mind focused on the Lakshya. Lakshye Brahmani Manasam Dridataram. Keeping the mind's attention on Brahman very firmly. Samstapya, having done. Pahendriyam Swasthane Samstapya, having kept all the external organs in their own places. Viniveshya Nischalatanu Cha Upekshya, and also holding this physical body, Samsthane Viniveshya, Bahyendriyam Samsthanam Swasthanam Viniveshya, Nischalatanuhu, with the body which is unmoving, Dehyastitim Upekshya, leaving all the concerns with respect to the physical body, about Deha Yatra. What is Deha Yatra? Deha Yatra is none other than Prarabdha Yatra. Nothing other than whatever Prarabdha takes. Many times we don't know what Prarabdha will work on our body. So we should not get worried too much about that. Whatever we can take, we should take care, but we cannot leave it aside. Brahma Atma Aikyam, correct understanding of unity between Brahman and Atman. Tanmayataya, meaning Brahma Atma iti. Tat Jnanamayataya cha akhanda vruttya, with continuous thought of Brahman, Anisham, day and night, Brahmananda rasam piba, drink the elixir of Brahma Ananda. Atmani mudha, Atmani in yourself, mudha, with great delight. Do not think it is a state of shunya. Shunyaihi kimanyaihi, brisham. And a brisham anandarasam piba. The brisham should go with anandarasam. Abundantly drink the Brahma. Samhita is very easy. All these things I can do. When I'm in deep sleep, everything is possible. What? Tritadaram manasam samstapya. In the state of deep sleep, I am completely established in that. Mahendriyam samsthane viniveshya. I have done that also. Nishchalatanu, most of the time, with no movement of the body at all. Ape upeksha deha sthitim. Yeah, I never bothered about prarabdha in my deep sleep. But one thing is lacking is Brahmatmaikyam. That is difficult. That is not there. Because that is awareful knowledge about oneness. That is not there. Tanmayataya, Jnanamayataya, not Ajnanamayataya. Tanmayataya akhanda vrittya. Akhanda vritti means divisionless, continuous flow of thoughts. Anisham, continuously morning and evening. Brahmanandarasam piba. This is the idea of meditation. So many people ask these questions. According to Vedanta, what is meditation? Immediately you should remember this. Lakshe Brahmani. So you know that is how you should remember. What is meditation? First one. Lakshe Brahmani Manasam Dridataram Samstapya. First condition. Keeping your mind attentively on Brahman. Number one. Bahyendriyam swasthane viniveshya. Keeping all the sense organs, external sense organs, out without engaging in anything. Nischalatanuhu, third. Keeping your body, mind, body, head, and neck in a straight line. Shiram samam kaya shirogrivam darayan achalam stiraha. Samprekshanasikagram swam disascha anavalokayan. That mind, head, neck, and the trunk in straight line, sitting, not lying down. Then, upeksha dehastitim, fourth. Leaving aside all the concerns about the body and its conditions at that time. Fifth one is Brahma Atma Aikyam Upetya, knowledge of oneness between Brahman and Atman. That is the fifth. Tanmayataya Akhanda Vrittya. So that is the sixth one is Akhanda Vrittya Tanmayataya Jnana Vrittya, that knowledge of Brahman continuously pouring down like a flow. When you do that, then Anisham Brahmanandarasam piba. Then morning till evening, one will enjoy a rasam called Brahmanandarasam. Not Mysore rasam or the lemon rice or something like that. Brahmanandarasam. What? Brisham Brahmanandarasam. Atmani Mudaha. So in this interesting thing is qualification, process, result. All are given. What is the qualification? First qualification, Brahmani Manasaha Dridataram Sthapanam. The qualification for an individual is able to maintain, abide in that self, keeping that as the goal. That itself is the first qualification. We don't have that. Any lakshya we are not able to continuously keep. We keep changing it. When we were young, there is a different lakshya. And after that, one has gone to the university or school, another lakshya. And then one started earning. Lakshya means a lakshya. Lakshya means lakh. Making money. Lakhs of money is a lakshya. So, but here we should understand there is only one lakshya, one goal, one target. I mean, yeah, every week I go to Target. No, not that Target. Target is Brahman. Brahman is a target. That is the qualification, primary qualification of a mumukshu. If we don't have that, then all other things will not happen. Nothing will happen. Bhakhyendriyam swasthane viniveshanam, that won't happen. Keeping the health organs outside, not getting them actively engaged in the world will not happen. Therefore, the important thing is keep that first and primary thing, the goal. Any endeavor begins with very clear clarity about the goal. Laksham vina na margaha. Without a destination, can there be a path? A path is decided by where you want to go. You take GPS. Where do you want to go? First question. Present condition is shown. Current location, right? Then where do you want to go? Pata nahi. Then what will happen? Then you do one thing. What? Switch off your car and stay there. I don't think the GPS will do that. GPS will ask, what is your destination? Don't know. Then that lady will give a voice. Then do one thing, switch off the car and stay wherever. So here we should understand Lakshya should be clear, and then only the first qualification is gained. Then you move. Otherwise, we'll say, why should I keep the sense organs outside? They have been serving me, making me enjoy things. Why should I keep them outside? If I keep outside, I'll go to sleep only. So, if only we do that first thing, Brahmani Manasam Brahmani Dridataram Samstapya, first thing. Then Bhakhyendriyam Swasthane Viniveshya. Then Nischalatanuhu, all that. So, about the meditation, it's going to be elaborated here. We read 280. Anatmachintanam Tyaktva Kashmalam Dukkha Karanam Chintayatmanamananda Rupam Mayan Mukti Karanam Anatma Chintanam Tyaktva Kashmalam Dukkha Karanam Chintayatmanamananda Rupam Yanmukti Karanam. Bhakhyendriyam Swasthane Viniveshya, it is said. What does it mean? Anatma Chintanam Tyaga Kuru. Anatma Chintanam Tyaja. So he is explaining his own words. What he has said in the beginning is the summary of the whole thing, what he is going to talk about. How to keep the sense organs, external sense organs, external. Today only I was thinking about the whole process of meditation is external to eternal. That external to eternal, that is the process. From external engagement, you are going to the eternal engagement. So how do I keep the sense organs as it is said in Gita and Upanishad. If you are not actively pursuing the senses, can the world of object will come to you? If you are identified with the sense organs alone, there are objects that will attract you. Any attractive thing outside is decided by your engagement with the particular sense organ. So therefore, anatma chintanam tektva. Why? Kashmalam. In Tamil, it's called kasmalam. In Tamil, the very word is very, very derogatory word called it kasmalam. Kasmalam is, most dirty person is called kasmalam. It's come from Sanskrit only. Kashmalam. Dirt, impure. Okay, let it be impure, but dukkha karanam. It is a dukkha hetu. It is a cause of unhappiness. No, Swamiji, what you are saying. Gulab Jamun is not a cause of unhappiness. Is it? How about Kala Jamun? Dukkha karanam. It is when we do not know when to stop, it is dukkha karanam. If you take one, it's okay. But we don't stop at one. One more. I'm young. I'm only 45. Okay. But when you are 45, you will have two. In 55, will you have stop that to one? Because then also you take two. I am only 55, two goes. When you're 65, you stop. I'm only 65, two goes. So a tongue cannot decide. Mind has to decide that. As you age, your intake also should become less. The body cannot process it as much as it was doing when you were 30, 40, etc. But we can't do that. And when we do not discipline our intake of everything, not only the eating, etc., all the inputs that come through the senses, when we do not regulate, they become cause of definitely dukkha. Either it will be stomach and body issues or the mental disturbances. There are people who are psychologists who are still crazy. I wonder what happens to the patients then. Those who are studied psychology, psychiatry, also they are crazy. Then what happens to the people who are going? Kashmalam dukkha karanam. So only when you remove the anatma chintanam, then atmanam, atma ananda rupam chintaya. You cannot have both. Anatma chintanam and atmanaha ananda rupam api. No. You leave that and this will happen. Chintaya atmanam ananda rupam. Which is mukti karanam. One is dukkha karanam. What is called anatma chintanam dukkha karanam. Atmanaha ananda rupa chintanam mukti karanam. Shreyascha prayascha. Just one is Shreyas, another is prayers. But unfortunately, all our prayers are for prayers. No, you have to say, Swamiji, are you doing, somebody asks you, are you doing prayers? No, I'm only doing Shreyas. I do only go to the temple and do not prayers, only Shreyas. Why? Because mukti karanam bhavati atmanam ananda rupam atmanam chintaya tad yat mukti karanam. Now, so having explained the alternative for bahya indriya stapana, bahya indriya tyaga, bahya indriya or anatma chintana tyagam, then he says एष स्वयं ज्योतिरशेष साक्षी
एष स्वयं ज्योतिरशेष साक्षी
विज्ञानकोशे विलसत्यजस्रम्
विज्ञानकोशे विलसत्यजस्रम्
लक्ष्यं विदायैनमसद्विलक्षणम्
लक्ष्यं विधायैनमसद्विलक्षणम्
अखण्डवृत्त्यात्मतयानुभावय
अखण्डवृत्त्यात्मतयानुभावय
एष स्वयं ज्योतिरशेषसाक्षी विज्ञानकोशे विलसत्यजस्रम् लक्ष्यं विदायैनमसद्विलक्षणम् अखण्डवृत्त्यात्मतयानुभावय. Now explaining Lakshyam. The first word in the previous, that is verse number 879, he says Lakshyam. Kim Lakshyam? Yeshaha Swayam Jyotihi Eva Lakshyam. What is that very target or the destination which you are looking for? Swayam Jyotihi. Self-resplendent, always present, knowing itself. Na anyasya anya jyoti hai anya jyoti avashyakam. There is no anya jyoti anipeksha. Swayam jyotihi. So, just like a lamp does not require another lamp to illuminate, or to know that lamp is burning, I don't need another lamp because it is self-expressing. In the same way, this Atman is that which shines itself as awareness, does not even require a thought. While everything else we need to know, have a thought to know it, or a memory to represent it, or a memory to refer to. If I ask a child which is only 1 year old, what is that? It cannot say it is chair. It has no vocabulary, or nor it knows that knowledge of it being a chair. So the child will say, I don't know. Are you there? He'll say, yes. That doesn't require any thought. Even if the child does not know any other object in the world, if I ask that child, are you there? He'll say, yes. Or he'll smile. What are you asking? आप हो, हैं, मैं हूँ. Anything else it does not know. No object it knows. It does not know. It is there. I know that there is an object. But I don't know what that is. So Astitvam is known. But what it is, I don't know. There is no memory, there is no vocabulary, there is no reference. But मैं हूं या नहीं, ये किसी का वो संदेह नहीं है, संशय नहीं है. This requires no thought. This requires no thinking. As much as if I ask you, what's your name? Wait. Don't ask me suddenly such questions, You have to think. But for me, it is happened when I changed my name to one to another. So, you ask, what's your name? Which name you are asking? Past name, present name, future name. Even name can change. Right? Are you married? Wait. I think I am divorced. No, I'm going to get married. So, even that condition, whether you are married or divorced or single, that can also change. Are you happy or unhappy? Wait. I have to think about it. Right? Are you good or bad? Depends. It depends upon whom I'm talking to. So, all other things require the process of the mind. Are you there? What is there doubt then? I am. So that is called Swayam Jyoti. It knows itself without any thought process. Swayam Jyoti Eshaha and Ashesha Sakshi. It is Ashesha, Akala Sakshi, Akila Sakshi Tirtha. It is the witness of everything. Now, I was just thinking about this and they refer to Sri Ramana Maharishi's statement about Sakshi. Somebody asked him the question, Atma Sakshi va Nava? Is Atman a Sakshi? He says, in the context of Vedanta, Sakshi should be understood as Sanityam. He's very clear about that. So, what is Sannidhi or Sanityam? Sannidhi means presence. So, and he gives example, just like a Surya. Surya is called Loka Chakshu. Why it is so? Because without the sun, the world of activity will not happen. So he is watching everything. Is he? No, he's just present. In his presence, everything is happening. Doesn't mean if only when he's looking at it, everything is happening. He doesn't look, he's just present. In the same way, Sakshi, Asesha Sakshi means Asesha means Nitya Sanityam, always present in everything, whether you are aware of it or not, whether you are awake or asleep, in both conditions. The condition where nothing is there also, I don't know, also is in the presence of that only. I know everything, I know this and that also in his presence only. So here Sakshi does not mean an activity. Please understand that. It is not an action that is involved here. Akarma Atma. It does not do anything. But it is not absent. So that is the reason why here Asesha Sakshi, Akila Sakshi, Yasya Sannidhi Matrena Sarvam Bhavati Sarvani Karmani Kriyante. All actions are being done. So, what is that? Presently, for us to understand, it is appearing as the Chidabhasa. Vijnana koshe vilasati achasram. Continuously, Vijnana koshe, in our Vijnana kosha, buddhi, vilasati shines. In our own intellect, it is shining as pure reflection of consciousness, as awareness, and that is what we presently know is presence. It has a limitation. So, in the beginning stages of our sadhana, as we advance also, since we do not have, there is no clear, direct access to the Supreme Consciousness, we have to go through Chidabhasa. It is like, when the sunlight is getting reflected in the mirror, you keep going towards that mirror and look up where the light is coming from. Because when you see, the mirror is reflecting the light. And now you are looking at it only the reflection. But if you want to really look at where the original is, go towards that mirror and look at the light from which it is coming from. So your point of reference for you to go in towards that light is going closer to that mirror. Is it not? From there only you can go. In the same way, buddhi eva tvaram atmana. That's why in Upanishad it said, pradibodha viditam matam. In every thought there is the presence of the subject. So here, Vijnana Koshe Vilasati. In all our Vijnana Kosha, it is shining. Achasram, Aharnisham, Sada, Nityam, Sanatanam, Achasram. Continuously. Lakshyam Vidaya. That's why he pointed out that what is a Lakshya? Lakshya is not some far away something which is to be reached. Lakshya is very much closer to you in your own Vijnana Kosha, presently reachable to you. Lakshyam Vidaya Enam. Asat Vilakshanam. Different from the so-called appearance of reality in the form of body, mind, etc. Asat Vilakshanam. Different from that. Meaning even the Vijnanamaya Kosha is Asat only. It is Vilakshanam. Different from it. As much as the mirror is reflecting the light, but mirror is not the light. In the same way, even though the buddhi is reflecting the consciousness, buddhi is not the consciousness. It is different from that. Buddhehe vilakshanam, asat vilakshanam, and akhanda vritya. That is why in the next year also he said that akhanda vritya anisham brahmananda rasam piba. That is said in the third line. So he is explaining akhanda vritya, how atmataya anubhavaya. This akhanda vritti should be that I am this consciousness apparently now reflecting in the buddhi as chidabhasa, and therefore it is that alone am I independent of even the buddhi and its limitations. In this way, atmadaya anubhavaya means dhyanam kuru. Anubhavaya means dhyanam kuru. Make it, meditate upon it, as Gurudev puts it, meditate upon it. Anubhava is different from Anubhava. Anubhava is experience. Anubhava is to meditate. Dhyanam Kuru. So as we have seen in the meditation verses also, right? Jati Niti Kula Gotra Dhurakam Nama Rupa Guna Doshavarchitam Desha Kala Vishayati Vartyate Brahma Tattvamisi Bhavayatmani. Bhavaya. There, without Anu is given you, that Bhavaya, meditate on. Continuing. Etamachinnaya vritya
Ekamachinnaya vritya
pratyayantara shunyaya
pratyayantara shunyaya
ullekayan vijaniyat
ullekayan vijaniyat
swasvarupataya sputam
स्वस्वरूपतया स्फुटम्
Edamachinnaya vritya pratyayantara shunyaya ullekayan vijaniyat swasvarupataya sputam. Now he is explaining again what is this akhanda vritti leading to Brahmananda rasa. Akhanda vritya harnisham anisham Brahmananda rasam piba. How? Etam Achinnaya vritya. Chit is to cut. Achinnadaya, without cutting, without disturbance, without any interference. Have you ever practiced any time holding on to a single thought process without any other thought coming into our mind? Not at all. Japa is a very good means to practice that. Without any other thought, only that, only that, only that. When I was young, my mom used to ask me to write that Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Sri Rama Jayam and all that in the book. I think she practices even now. Take a notebook and write. So even the Likita Japa is a means to maintain one single pointed attention. Sit down and one page without taking your hand away from that book. Continuously write Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram or Sri Rama Jayam, 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 Sri Rama. So Gurudev used to say, your mind looking at the pen and the paper and the word that you are writing with the mouth uttering the name of the Lord, only that try. Swamiji is very boring. Mind gets bored by repetitive activity, but only means way to keep the mind in one place is by that only. There's no other shortcut. So, etam achinnataya. Without any chinnam. Chinnam means to cut, disturbance, continuously. Vritya, with the thought, pratyayantara shunyaya, with no other thought in your mind. Pratyaya antara. Antara means another. Pratyayantara, another thought. Shunyaya, absence. Absence of any other thought. If you do that, ullekayan, revealing to yourself, bringing about to your consciousness, janiyat, come to realize, swaswarupataya sputam atmanam. Atmanam to be added. Realize clearly as your own self. So, unless we train our mind to remain in one single thought process, suddenly it will not happen. Our mind has been so used to such disturbing thoughts or continuously bombarded by many, many thoughts for so many lives. It'll take more number of lives to bring it back to the condition of thinking about only one. Swamiji, I've been meditating, nothing happened. How long? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 200 lives necessary, not 2 weeks. It is only when we practice we realize how difficult it is. We are just even 1 minute, 1 minute short also we are not having to have patience. No, not for a few seconds, not necessary. This is body. This is body. Where is the question of achinnataya vritya? Achinnatati, not possible at all. So, therefore, it is the training in the mind, in the meditative seat to begin with is, and I hold one single thought without any other thought disturbance for a long time. Take the help of chanting or any other and see if it is possible with you. You have to admit that it's not possible. Having explained that what is called that akhanda vritti, anisham, continuously, then ullekayan, bringing into effect what? Vijaniyat, come to know about what? Swaswarupataya sputam, as one's own nature, one's own real nature. Then atratmatvam dhrudīkurvan
अत्रात्मत्वं दृढीकुर्वन्
ahamadishu samtyajan
अहमादिषु सन्त्यजन्
udasinataya teshu
उदासीनतया तेषु
tishte sputaghatativat
तिष्ठे स्फुरकटादिवत्
atratmatvam dhrudīkurvan ahamadishu samtyajan udasinataya teshu tishte sputaghatativat. Another Patandra is Katapatadivat, right? That other version. Same that only here. Atra means Atmani. Atmatvam Dhrudi Kurvan. In that self, having established firmly, as it is said, Lakshe Brahmani Manasam Dridataram. That is explained. What is the Dridataram? What is that firm establishment? Atmatvam Atmani Dhrudi Kurvan. Atra means Atmani. In the self, Atmatvam. That alone is the self, nothing else. Idi Dhridi Kurvan. Then, Ahamadishu santyajan. Ahankaradishu santyajan. What? Aham, the idea or notion of I in ahankar onwards in all others. Remove it. What kind of aham we have to remove? Go back to Panchadashi chapter 7. What?
The one which identifies with the body.
What?
What?
What do we have to remove?
I don't know.
What aham?
The one which is identified with the body.
And what is it called? There are three kinds of aham he explained.
Yeah. Oh.
What is the first one? Mukhya aham.
Okay.
Mukhya aham tyantajan. Amukhya aham is to be, of course, that is explained there. Here, mukhya aham samtyajan. Mukhya aham means what? Anyonya adhyas. Today I was thinking about that. Adhyasa and adhyaropa, there is a distinct difference. The notion of snake on the rope is called adhyasa. Referring to a pot which is made of mud is adhyaropa, in a way. Why? What is the difference here? I'm sure you don't know, or if you know, please tell me. What is the difference between the idea of snake on the rope and pot and the mud? What is the difference?
Pot is mud in another form. So
Pot is the mud in another form. Okay.
So the reality, it's not imagined. It's a form of the mud. Whereas
Okay.
the rope and the snake is imagined.
Okay. So is not pot imagined?
Pot is a form.
Okay. What is the technically? How do you explain?
One is adhyasa, the other
No,
is
that I told you.
yeah.
Okay. Let us take the rope and the snake. Is there a karya karana sambandha? Is there cause and effect relationship there?
Between the legs, no.
Between the rope and the snake, karana karya sambandha asti va na asti va?
It doesn't.
जो सर्प है उसका कारण
Is
is the what do you call the rajju or not?
no. It is the ignorance of the perceiver.
So rajjuhu na sarpasya karanam.
Ignorance is the
Parantu gatasya karanam mrit. This is the first thing. Correct?
Correct.
So the pot, cause of the pot is mud. But for the snake, rope is not a cause. Okay, number one. Two, sarpah brahma. Brahmasya adhishtanam rajju. In the same way, for the pot, it is not adhishtana, it is karanam, and that karana appears as the karya without any change. Right? The mud appears as the pot without actually changing its nature. Whereas in the case of rope, when it is seen as a snake, you have added certain things to that snake which is not the quality of the rope. What? The poison, the tongue, and all other things. So what is the nature of adhyasa? Adhyasa is abhasa. Meaning you have added things which are not there. Whereas in the case of pot, you have not added anything. Pot is nothing but mud from top to bottom. Correct? And you can see both mud and the pot at the same time. Whereas you cannot see the rope and the snake at the same time. If you see one, the other will disappear. In fact, because of the disappearance of or unawareness of the rope alone causes the snake. But it's not in the case of mud in the pot, where it is not the mud disappears to show yourself as a pot, or while seeing the pot, the mud is not disappearing. Both are there at the same time. Why? Because there is no clash between Karya and Karana. Whereas in the case of Sarpa and the Raju, there is a contradiction. Even though the Adhisthana of that Sarpa is only the Raju. Without the Adhisthana, Adhyasa will not take place. We have seen that in Panchadashi. That's what he's explaining about. Brahma Adhishthanam. Right? In the same way, here coming to our discussion here, is it possible to see Atma and Anatma at the same time? When one is mistaking Atman to be Anatman and Anatmanaha Gunani, Anatma Gunan Atmani Adhyasitatvat Ajnanat, the qualities of the body, etc., are being superimposed on the Atman, and the nature of Atman as consciousness is borrowed into this body, etc. Adhyatmanik, what is called Anonya Adhyasa takes place, and that is what is referred as here as Adhyasa. Whereas in the case of a pot, the mud appearing as a pot, there is no disappearance of the pot when you realize it is a mud. There is necessarily a disappearance of the snake upon realizing it as a rope. So in Adhyasa, there is need for Nishiddham, a need for removing the notion. Whereas in Adhyaropa, it is recognizing the real nature of the pot as the mud, while you are not at all going to be thereafter. Stop looking at it as a pot. You still look at it as a pot, but that doesn't contradict the fact that it is a mud. It doesn't contradict that. So mud and the pot can coexist, whereas rope and the snake cannot coexist. Correct? So Adhyaropa is, in the Vedanta, what they do, Adhyaropa is only to explain the perceived the experience and show that all that you are seeing essentially is nothing but one alone manifesting as the other. While thus understanding this, you don't need to discard really the Adhyaropitam. You can see their false presence. And as even you're seeing the pot, you're still seeing the mud as well. In the same way, a realized person, even as he understands himself as Atman, he does not thereafter discard his vyavahara in the world as the body, mind, and intellect. He does not discard that. Otherwise, he'll be dead. So, therefore, here, ahamadishu atmatvam santyata. In that body, in ahankara, etc., that is not the real me. Pot is not real by itself. Pot is real as mud. Similarly, the ahankara, etc., are having a reality only because of its presence of that which is appearing as this. So, our next line is very important. Therefore, udasina sayateshu. Indifferently, you look at them. If it is not there, what is the udasinata then? Udasinata means rising above. You look at them with udasina bhava. Udasina udasina vadasinam. As Bhagavan Krishna also says, I am staying as udasin. What does it mean? It is there, but I don't care about it. I don't bother about it. What, like what? Tishted, teshu tishted, teshu, meaning anatmasu tishted, sputa ghatadivat, like a broken pot. What example is it? Gurudev used to give the example of how when you take a beautifully made garland, nicely made garland, with lots of the fresh flowers, and put it on the horns of a buffalo. Will it feel proud? I got a nice, beautiful flower garland on me. Udasin. It never bothers whether you put a garland there or a beautiful, well, collected slippers. Put it on. Doesn't bother about it. How dare you people put a slipper garland on my head? Never bother. In the same way, here a Mahatma is one who remains tishtet. Sputa gadadivad, how much you would take care about the broken. I'm not going to break that part. Broken part. There it is written gata patadivat. So will you consider gata and pata as you? This iPhone? I only there. Orange color iPhone, I mean. Would you then? How much we identify with even the inert object? Just like an inert object, whether a pot or a cloth, is considered as just an inert thing. So true here also, ahamadishu teshu udasinataya tishtet. This is what he explained earlier as upeksha dehastiti. You see that? In the verse number 379, what did he say? Upeksha dehastitim. Dehastitim upeksha. Leaving aside the state of your body. How? Udasinataya. Tesu state. Leaving aside their conditions as they are without giving much importance to them. And of course, you need to take care as respect to physical bodies, that's health and then upkeep, etc. Do that, but not beyond. Don't overly engage in those things. First foundation course, second foundation course, sixth foundation, second foundation, third foundation. All that things are necessary because we are not ready to remain udasi. Udasinataya teshu tishte sputagathativat, like that of broken part. The like. This is to explain Deha sthitim upekshya nischalatanuhu deha sthitim upekshya. That is what is explained in this verse. Now, Vishuddhamantakaranam swarupe
Vishuddhamantakaranam swarupe
Nivesha sakshinyavabodhamatre
Nivesha sakshinyavabodhamatre
Shanai shanai nischalatam upanayan
Shanai shanai nischalatamupaanayan
Purnam swamevanuvilokayet tatah
Purnam swamevanuvilokayet tatah
Vishuddhamantakaranam swarupe Nivesha sakshinyavabodhamatre Shanai shanai nischalatam upanayan Purnam swamevanuvilokayet tatah. What does that mean by Anisham Akandavritya Anisham? Anisham. Anisham means what? Aharnisham. Continuously. What is that continuous attention? First of all, he says, Vishuddham Antakaranam. Vishuddham means Shuddha Sattvam. As we have seen, Ishwarasya Antakaranam tu Shuddha Swarupameva. Rajo Rajastamo Shunyam. Vishuddha Antakaranam. Whereas we as human jivas, we have Malina Sattva Antakaranam. Rajotama Upahitam. And we cannot avoid that because in the case of Ishvaraha, he has Shuddha Antakarana and therefore Maya does not touch him because the original nature of Sattva is there without the influence of Rajas and Tamas. And that is the reason why Maya is under his control. Whereas when the Rajas and Tamas are allowed in our mind, then Maya becomes avidya. So Maya turns itself to become avidya when Rajas and Tamas are allowed to creep in. By nature, our mind is sattva. That's what sattvanurupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharata. Bhagavan Krishna explains in 17th chapter. Sattva anurupa, mano anurupa, meaning manaha sattva rupam. Originally sattva. But presently it become malina sattva. Why? Because Rajas and Tamas are involved. Now, therefore, Vishuddhamantakaranam Swarupe Niveshya. So it is therefore, when does it become Akhanda Vritti? Only when there is total elimination of Rajas and Tamas. That is what will make it as Vishuddhamantakaranam Swarupe Niveshya. As it is said in the verse number there, Sprahendriyam swasthane viniveshya nischalatanu. Bahyendriyam swasthane viniveshya. When are we able to keep our external sense organ external? Only when there is no rajas and tamas. So therefore, Vishuddhamanta Karanam Swarupe Niveshya Sakshini Avabodha Matre. Sakshini Avabodha Matre. Sakshini, in that Sakshin, Atmani Swarupe, Avabodha Matre. Avabodha Matre means as pure awareness. Avabodhanam is to understand, know, and become aware. Avabodha Matre, that is in the form of awareness. And Shanaihi Nischalatam Upanayan. This Nischalata is also explained in that verse. Body becoming steady as well as the mind becoming steady. Shanaihi Shanai. Again, it has to happen slowly only. Not with any pill or pillow. Shanaihi. Slowly, as Gita also says, Shanai Ubaramed. Buddhya Dhritigrihyataya Atma Samstam Manakritva Nakinchidapi Chintayet. Slowly. Shane Nischalatam Upanayan. Best example is reflection takes place even in a running water. The reflection of the sun takes place even in a running water. But you cannot see at all because of the very fact of the movement. So when do you see the clear reflection of the moon or the sun on the water? In a still lake. Sometimes when you take a picture of a still lake, you do not know which is reverse and which is original. Right? So the trees are there and the still lake. And the reflection also takes place. That's in ulta ho gaya. because it will look exactly the same. It will appear, reflection appears exactly the same in reverse. So, in the same way, when that mind has become totally still, that's what he says. Shane, shane, nischalatam, upa anayan, bringing about. Upa means near. Anayan means to bring. Bringing about or closely bringing about. Then what happens? Purnam swam eva atma anulilokayet. Purnam swam. One's own true nature, eva, that alone, anuvilokayet. You come to see it. Now, beautiful example is given by the Bhashyakar here. Darpana apanaye pradibimbam mukam iva. When you are looking in front of a mirror, when you are looking yourself in a mirror, remove the mirror. What do you look now? Kya dekhte ho aap? Wall? No. So earlier you were looking at the mirror, your face. Now the mirror is removed. What do you see?
No reflection.
Door.
No reflection.
No reflection. But understand, your mukam has not gone anywhere. Oh my face. Your face is not gone anywhere. It's there only. Right? In the same way, Chidabhasobi bimbabhutam brahmeva bhavati. Just like that reflected face does not go with the mirror also. Is it not? When you remove the mirror, hey, if your face is seen there in the mirror also afterward, then it's Halloween. Definitely. In some of the movies they show, no? They say, you just make the move. That doesn't move at all. That means what? What is that thing there? To scare you, make your movement that doesn't do anything. That's looking at you. It's very scary. But next month, around this time, you will experience that anyway. So when the mirror is removed, that reflection is no more, but what is reflected is here. In the same way, when this mind and all the antakaranas are brought to a stillness, Chidabhasaha api, the reflected consciousness also, bimbabhutam, which is originally the reflection, brahmaiva bhavati, becomes Brahma. Meaning, I come to realize that aham brahma asmi na jivaha. So when does it happen? Only when that antakarana, which has become so pure, disappears. Just like the mirror gets to be removed. Thereupon one comes to recognize the face without seeing. Even when you're looking at the mirror, you know that this is here only, not there. But we think it is there. And we do all that, not decoration there, decoration here only. But in the case of a person who is sitting in meditation, comes to slowly, shanehi, nischalata amupanayam, bringing about his attention to the self, then thereafter he discards the antakarana only to realize that which was reflected as I there, as mukhya aham, is none other than the amukhya aham. That commonly referred aham is the rare aham, which happens to be unchanging one. Just like the face, even as the mirror is removed, there is no more disappearance of the original. That's why he says, Swam eva anuvilokayet. Swam, oneself, alone one comes to see. Tadaha, thereafter. So these verses are so beautiful and very contemplative. You should reflect on that, not reflect on the mirror. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaः, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkhabhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.